If you want to win this for free alongside watching this review, stick around to the end of the video, plus you'll be in some bonus secrets. The Mantecore Blanc tuck box is Mantecore Blanc playing card, and you're going to see this tiger logo with the symbol up here over and over in this deck. And I absolutely love the black tuck box with the gold foil, making everything so shiny. You'll see it is printed by Cardamundi, and the main reason they printed this deck, which was to save the tigers. A bit more branding on the top, and a bit about the producers of this deck. The inside tuck flap says the world is a jungle. You either fight or run forever. The inner tuck flaps have an EH and a BL for Ito Huang and Benjamin Liu. And the inside of the tuck box is blank. But that's all I can say for this gorgeous tuck box, so let's take a look at the cards. Now, although the secrets of this back design won't be talked about until the end of this video, there are still a lot of fun things in this design. So first of all, you'll see that the eyes of the tiger are actually done in a blue ink. And that's the same way for the tuck box as well, and I think that's a really cool touch. It actually costs them quite a bit more money when printing, because every color you add another number of cents per deck that you print, which means this is actually going to add up to quite a bit. So for such a small detail, I really appreciate that they put that in there. It does say Mantecore on both sides, actually twice on both sides, and all of the inner line work in here is all done in that same gold foil. It has the same Z deck touch kind of feel. And I really appreciate that the line work up here is not just regular line work, it's actually the top of a tiger's head. You get the Mantecore logo on both sides, but all the secrets are going to have to wait till the end. Another crazy thing about this deck is actually the numbers. You wouldn't think that the numbers would have secrets, and they actually do. But for the most part, the numbers are going to be pretty well standard. Your reds are going to be red, your blacks are going to be black. You're going to have slight customization when it comes to the font, but everything's going to be pretty well standard, so that way you can use this deck for magic tricks. Your court cards are going to be extremely simple redesigns done down to only the blacks and the reds. Even the faces have been redone a little bit, but for the most part it's pretty well simple. Now, the reason the reds are a little bit of a different red than most is because of the V1s. The V1s are absolutely gorgeous. I do not have this deck yet, although I will be getting it really soon, simply because I really like this deck. So this is actually going to be one of your ad cards. But back to the court cards, everything's going to be really simple. And again, all done in the black and red. Now, one thing I do like with the Queen of Spades is usually it's holding on to a specific one, and a lot of other decks use this as a reveal. And this time, although it is blank and you can use it that way as well, and just leave it that way so you can keep it looking really nice and clean. You could actually either print something onto there or draw it on to where you'd have your own custom reveal, depending on how many decks you have and if you want to ruin one for an effect. But for the most part, everything is super simple and super clean. Most of the time, only your Ace of Spades is the power ace. Now, the Ace of Spades is still bigger than all three of these, but they're still all gorgeous in and of their own way. So they're all definitely bigger, and this one has one climbing over the top. You have a tiger crawling and prowling in front of it with a tree behind, and this one is jumping on top of it from the top. So definitely love all three of these aces. You do get a really cool joker, and there's more secrets in here as well. You get a card vote ad card. Not only is it the front just being an ad card though, the back looks like a card vote playing card, which is actually really dope. You guys will read a bit more about why they created this deck on this ad card, and definitely pause and read it. And lastly, your Mantecore Blanc Ace of Spades, which truly embodies what this deck is all about. The next thing you'll want to know about this deck is if it can Pharaoh Shuffle, and from top to bottom, there's literally no issues whatsoever. And then from bottom to top, let's see if it can do just as well as the other way. And we have, again, a perfect shuffle. I have already talked about how the inside of this back design reminds me of the Z deck, but one thing I haven't talked about is how this deck feels. This deck feels like one of my favorite decks of all time, and I'll get to that in a second. So when it comes to how it feels, I can't really show you by just like handing you the deck through the screen, which I really wish I could, but you'll just have to pick it up for yourself. Now, when I can describe it to you is how it feels and how thick it is. So when it comes to how it feels, it's going to be more of a buttery deck, so more of a deck that you'd want to perform something like under pressure with, and less of a snappy deck. Now, that does not mean it doesn't have snappiness to it. That just doesn't mean that is where its really intent was. And then again, when it comes to how thick it is, it's going to be a much thicker deck. When it comes to like a classic deck, you'd probably only have this thick here, and this is how thick it actually is. So it's adding another probably 5 or 7 cards on top of a normal deck, and that's how thick it is right here. But when it comes to how this deck feels and one deck that I compare it to, I would definitely say the Parlor playing cards by the Gentleman Wake. Now, that is a massive compliment, because if you go back and watch that review, I was literally going to be printing Descendants playing cards, my playing cards that I think are going to be coming out in about 2-ish months. This was going to be the stock that I was going to put it on. So now that I know that this deck right here has this, I'm over here now have to re-debate if this is where I'm going, because originally it was USPCC without question. But now after I've felt this deck, I literally am going to have to reconsider because of this deck of playing cards. Now before you debate if you should buy this deck or not, let me show you a few secrets about it. I'll go from my least favorite to my favorite. So the first one is the Joker. You're actually going to have a 3 of clubs reveal and right here and on the stripes. So if you're wanting to do some magic with it, you will have a 3 of clubs reveal right in there. The next one is in the back design. It's actually a one-way hidden back design. You'll see that the topmost line right here is going to be solid, and the topmost line over here is going to be broken into 2, which means when you flip it, it will then make it a one-way back design. And then here's one I've truly never seen on any deck of cards, because I've seen one-way back designs and I've seen reveals on Jokers, but this is one that I've never seen put into any deck, and this is a way to make the faces all a one-way design on every single card without being noticed. I've been looking at this deck of cards for a while now, and I didn't know that the numbers are one-way designs. This 4 of clubs right here is a one-way design. Let me show you how. Just a bit of playing cards knowledge for you. These 4 clubs right here are going to be called pips. The one underneath the value is called an indice. So the indices are right here and right there. So the cool thing about these indices though is that one of them is farther away, almost to a point to where you'd be like, wow, that's actually unbelievable that I didn't notice that at first. And then you realize I didn't notice it at first, so it can't be that noticeable. But once you notice it, you can't ever unsee it again. So let me show it to you real quick. You'll see that this one is going to be a bit closer than that one is from the value. The same way goes with the 2 of diamonds. This one's going to be farther away than that one is from that value. Now I'd bet a red velvet cake, which is saying a lot, that you didn't see that the first time you saw this review when you're looking at the number cards. Now after everything that I've shown you, the tug box to the playing cards, the backs and the faces, and all the secrets, should you buy this deck? Well, truth be told, I actually don't know, because it depends on who you are. Let me explain. If you're a magician, I definitely think you should pick this deck up. From the secrets I just showed you to how simple the faces are, which is going to make it easy to recognize for spectators, the back design's great for it. Without question, you should be picking this deck up. For cardistry, I think you can use it. I don't think this is a cardistry deck, so if you're looking for cardistry decks, this isn't going to be for you. But at the same time, you can perform cardistry with just about any deck, plus with the foil on it, it is going to make it fun to use that reflective light in different scenarios. Next is going to be playing cards collectors, and this one is definitely going to be a yes as well. So for playing cards collectors, if you like tigers, which my dad is a massive tiger person and has always loved the tigers, and is a big advocate for this type of thing, to the point to where I'm probably going to be buying him one of these decks for him for either a birthday or something, because of how passionate he is for this. So if you have a tiger lover in your family or someone that you know, they'd probably just want to collect this deck because proceeds go to helping tigers, right? It's just a really cool way of doing that. Plus, it's going to look cool on a shelf like that. So when you have a deck that looks cool on a shelf, it's really dope looking, has a great cause, and you have to be able to collect that deck. Now, it's not going to be super expensive, which means it's actually affordable and you can buy it, but that does diminish part of the crazy collector's value, and it's not like a little print run, so a lot of people can still get it, but still definitely one I'd pick up for collectors. Should you play card games with it? I mean, you can. I'm not going to be playing card games with it. This is going to be for magic for me, but I mean, I just don't like other people really using my cards. And then lastly, is this a hype deck? Heck no. So clearly, if you made it this far, you're waiting for the giveaway because you just love these cards so much. So this is going to be really simple. There's only 3 rules to get in. Number 1 is you have to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. This is going to be pretty simple. Click the red button, hit the bell, turn it on. You're all done with that. Rule number 1, check mark. Thank you very much. Rule number 2, head over to Instagram. You're going to follow 3 accounts, Mantecore's and my 2. cardperfectmagician, and Descendants playing cards, the cards that I was talking about earlier that I'll be dropping in a few months. So I'll have the names and the tags up on the screen here, here, and here. And then at the same time, I'll have them in the description below so you don't have to look too far. You can just click the links and head over to them. But that'll be rule number 2 for winning these cards. And rule number 3, drop your Instagram tag. So if I don't know who is who, I won't know who I'm supposed to be saying, oh, yeah, well, they're definitely following them, because I'm going to check. I'm like, oh, that person's going to win, and then you're not following one of us. You don't get to win. So drop your tag in the description and hashtag giveaway, not in the description, in the comment section. You can't mess with that. In the comment section, drop your @ so for me it'd be like @cardperfectmagician or @Descendants Playing Cards or @Elijah David Myers or whichever one your tag is. I have 3 accounts, 1 personal, 1 business, 1 cards, right? It's just how it works. So you drop whatever your tag is, please only 1 time per person. So since I have 3, I would only be doing it with @Elijah David Myers. And that would be it. I'm not going to do it with my other 2 accounts. Make sure it's only 1 time per person, not 1 time per account. Okay? So then everybody gets 1 entry into this. And I hope you guys all enjoyed winning this. And I'll be sending this out in about 2 weeks from today. So it'll be in 2 Wednesdays. I'll put that on the community tab here on the channel. Then if the user doesn't pick it up, I'll also be reaching out to them through the comments. But if they don't pick it up and reach out to me and email me at this email here on the screen and in the description, then at that point it's going to go to someone else within a week. So within 1 week you have to be able to pick up this deck. I'll send it out to you. And this is not international. This is only for the US. Please make sure to stay in the US if you're outside of it. Truth be told, because I'm shipping this out of my own money, I just don't have the money right now to be able to do that. Eventually, when I'm making more money here, I'll be doing complete global international giveaways, but I'm just not at a place right now as a college student who's really making like $30 a month doing this. That's just not enough money for me to really make it worth it. So this is international for me. It's already taking money out of my pocket, but this is what happens when Mantecore says, hey, let's do this for you guys, and I want to help you guys out as well. So they're just really cool and wanted to send this out to one of you. Now, if you want to purchase this deck and you don't want to have to hopefully just give it a shot and win at it, make sure to check out the description. You can check out Mantecore Playing Cards. I also have it in the pinned comment as well, so when you're going to the comment section to enter for the giveaway, you can check out their website while you're at it. And if you want to check out some other reviews, you can check out those right there, and another video on the channel will be right here. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.